Welcome to this Citizen TV news brief. I'm Victoria Rubadiri, our sign language interpreter. This afternoon is Wilson Mushora. And now to some news from the Coast Region secession movement. 2 from Mombasa, Kwale, Kilifi starts tonight. COVID-19 patients who escaped mandatory quarantine arrested, and a patient was arrested in Rongai after escaping from Mbagathi Hospital. That story coming up now.
Hello.
Tunashangaa wanadamu wanatoka na Manga, wanakuja wanashuka Isinya, wakifika road block, wanapita kwa mguu, wakifika pale mbele, wanapanda matatu nyingine. Na ile hali mwanadamu ndio kana maradhi, hii gari haina maradhi. Sasa tunashangaa mbona wanaajilia wanadamu wanapita kwa mguu, hawana kitu ya kuwapima.
Ningetaka tujue kweli kwamba ni gari ndio iko na corona ama ni abiria. Na mbona abiria wanafuka, magari inafungiwa. Kama ni kufunga mpaka, wafunge kabisa, hata abiria tusipepe, turare kwa nyumba tujue hatuko kazi. Si ati tunafikisha abiria kama ni Kisaju, wengine watu wanafuka alafu tunangojea wengine kwa barabara ndio turudi nao. Wafunge kabisa kama ni kufunga.
Now, all the 47 county governments in the country have identified additional facilities to serve as quarantine centers within the counties in line with a directive by the National Government. Council of Governors Chairman Wycliffe Oparanya, however, says counties are in need of more personal protective equipment or PPEs, sanitizers and masks amid the coronavirus outbreak. The Kakamega governor says all the county public service boards are currently carrying out recruitment of additional health staff who should support to their workstations, or rather report to their workstations by the 16th of this month to help fight the pandemic.
Comprehensive care clinics are open and accessible to an NG who require other services. Immunization services for children are continuing without interruptions. Patients with chronic conditions such as cancer, diabetes, HIV continue to be attended to in our health facilities. And the fact that health centers, health facilities are mostly devolved, so county governments are playing a very important role. We should not be seen as passengers, but we are part of the process.
And Kenya's first coronavirus fatality was buried today at his home in Naisambu village, Bungoma County. The late Morris Hisa Naminda, an engineer by profession, succumbed to the virus on the 26th of March this year while receiving treatment at the Aga Khan University Hospital in Nairobi. A handful of close family members and friends attended the burial ceremony, which took less than an hour, this being one of the directives by the government to combat the spread of COVID-19. Health officials who were present at the burial ensured hygiene standards were equally observed by the spraying of the casket.
Ni mtu anayependa kupeana, sio wa kuchukua. Alikuwa anapenda mtu, alikuwa mtu wa kupeana. Kwa hivyo sisi wote na ndugu zake hata wa ukoo tumebenefit, tumepata faida yake. Alitupeleka shule sisi wote.
The people who are around the 15 have adhered to the laid down guidelines on social distancing and hand washing. So tuna imani kuwa whatever has happened here today, we have been able to protect our people against any possible occurrence of any infection.
And in Eldoret, supermarkets have implemented the new guidelines requiring customers to put on a mask before being allowed to shop. John Wanyama joins us now live with the details. John, what's that exercise looking like now?
Everybody, good evening. And in Uasin Gishu here in Eldoret is not as business as usual. You know, most of the time Kenyans are used to, when they're working in a supermarket, they just shop freely. But due to this corona pandemic, residents, especially like in this particular supermarket, no one is being allowed in to start shopping, Rubadiri. And before you are allowed in, you must have a mask. And they are saying without a mask, they are not going to allow anybody to continue or proceed do their shopping in this Tusky supermarket. And clearly, as you can see, they are also still providing some of the masks to customers who are entering in. But those who, despite the fact that you have masks, they are also ensuring that they have sanitizer just at the entrance for you. When after you have been given a mask, you enter, you sanitize, is when you are allowed in to do the shopping. Let me talk to one of the manager here to tell us, how are you, sir, and why, just distance, please, keep distance 2 meters away. How have you put this that is a must and strict for your customers to have these masks on? Start with your name.
My name is Festus Ngaira. I am the branch manager of Zion branch, Tuskies. Actually, just to make sure that our customers and our staff are safe, we've put, first of all, we've put water at the entrance, whereby each and every person who enters this mall and this branch has to wash their hands just to make sure that they are clean. Then we've also instructed our security guard at the door entrance to make sure that any person who gets into the supermarket is actually wearing a mask. In case the customer does not have a mask, we advise them to get the mask which we are selling, or if they can be able to also come with them, then they are allowed to enter the branch. Also, our cashiers, we've given them the sanitizers and the staff from the fresh, such that after every 2-3 transactions, they are able to sanitize their hands and to keep safe.
Without a mask, are you allowing a customer in?
No, we are very strict when it comes to customers having masks in our branch. At least each customer has to have a mask in order for them to shop with us. Yes. Okay.
My brother, you are the one handling this security. I've seen you also forcing even police officers. How serious is this, that everyone must have a mask?
In fact, according to government directive, we are the enforcers in Tusky supermarket. And in this regard, Zion Mall, we wanted to make sure that we adhere to the government directive in regard to COVID-19. We want to cap and ensure that the strictness put across this branch of the supermarket is safe to all customers and even to our staff here. And that's what we are enforcing.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Victoria, as I've heard from the management plus the security, they are saying they are not allowing anybody in. It doesn't matter whether you are a police officer, whether you are a member of parliament. They don't care. What they want is that they are caring for your life. They are saying they want their customers to be safe. As you shop, you go home safe, healthy, as you walked in. So it's something that they are emulating, and they're asking those who are willing or having a plan to come and do shopping in this particular supermarket, they either find their masks somewhere else, or they come and they will be given a mask here, which they will buy at around 40 shillings before they are allowed to start shopping. But Victoria, earlier on today in the newspapers, there was panic in Uasin Gishu, whereby residents read in newspapers that some 2 members of parliament from Uasin Gishu maybe had tested positive for coronavirus COVID-19. But one of the members of parliament who has come out clearly to deny is member of Soi, Caleb Kositany, who has denied, has recorded a video denying and saying that he's at home in Soi. He's now going ahead with the plans of planting the maize, and he is safe. He has not traveled and he has not been tested. But he's saying he's ready to be tested for COVID-19 whenever those kids will have arrived in Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, so that they can start, or he will be the first one to be tested for COVID-19. But as per now, he has said that he's safe, he doesn't have the disease, and he doesn't have the virus, and he has not been tested for the said COVID-19. So, Rubadiri, we are still following up on this particular matter.
Thank you so much, John.
Each and every person in Uasin Gishu
Yes, and it's good to see you taking extra precautions. Thank you for that update from Wasingishu as well. A lot of confusion when it comes to members of parliament. We'll be following that up in our subsequent bulletins. Now, the move by government to restrict movement in and out of Nairobi entered day 2 today. The Nyeri-Nairobi highway has seen a reduced number of vehicles on the roads. We link up now with our very own Martin Munene in Nyeri on what the restrictions mean for the transport sector in Nyeri and other businesses. What can you tell us, Martin?
All right, a very good afternoon to you. Indeed, we are actually at the Nyeri-Nairobi highway, and as you can see, the number of vehicles on this road is very low compared to what it has been in the past. Of course, this is a result of the vehicles or the move by government to bar vehicles from getting into Nairobi and out of Nairobi. The vehicles that are normally, or the vehicles that we're normally seeing here have been reduced greatly. Now we see just the local transporters moving from one town to another within Nyeri County or within Nyeri town. Now I must say, besides the matatu operators who are not on the road right now, Nyeri County depends largely on what comes from Nairobi. Nairobi is the heartbeat of the Nyeri business community, and therefore when commodities cannot be able to be ferried from Nairobi to Nyeri, a lot of businesses will suffer. These are businesses that do not necessarily deal in the essential items such as food. We've got things, for example, like hardwares, and also for example spare parts and other commodities that come from Nairobi. We also understand Nyeri is not a very does not have a lot of industries, and therefore most of the commodities that are used here locally actually come from Nairobi, and therefore when transport is restricted, a lot of businesses suffer. But away from that, there are also people who depend directly on the matatu sector. These are people, for example, who trade, small traders, such as the people who trade on to the passengers on every single matatu as they wait for the matatu to get, to fill up and go to Nairobi. But also there are people who work here. Nyeri, remember Nyeri, before it was a county, was the provincial headquarters of central Kenya. We've got quite a number of people who work here, but they have their families away from Nyeri, that is in Nairobi, and there are people who work in Nairobi who come over the weekend on this side, and all these people will have to be inconvenienced because of the move, and all this in a bid to stop the spread of the COVID-19. Remember, there has been calls to ensure that people do not come up country because the bulk of the elderly population is in such a county as this. And as we wrap up this, Lilian, I must say, we understand from the administrators that what they're working on is to ensure that they put more roadblocks on this particular highway, because there are people who've been able to sneak past the main roadblock. Some are using crossing the bridge by foot and other small passes, and then they join the road later, join other or get into vehicles past that roadblock. And we understand that 2 more roadblocks have been erected along this road to ensure that no one who lives Nairobi city makes it up country. And remember, this road not only joins Nyeri, it connects Kirinyaga, Murang'a, Nyandarua, counties such as Meru, Embu, as far as Isiolo, also Marsabit and other counties, and therefore it is one of the roads that has been monitored greatly to ensure that no one makes it past the Thika Bridge to this side. Back to you in studio from Nyeri County, I'm Martin Munene.
All right, clearly having an impact there in Nyeri. Thank you for that, Martin. And that's the very latest from the Citizen newsroom at this hour. We take a short break. However, stay tuned. Within the hour, we expect to hear the situation update on COVID-19 from the Health Cabinet Secretary, Mutahi Kagwe, from Afya House within this hour. Stay tuned. We'll be back.